A man is recording the arrest of his friend. Police officer comes, pulls out a gun on the man who's recording. He's standing ready to shoot, it looks like. I'm going to give you the full story. Here's how it started.
Come on, man, stop. Come on, man, stop this. Come on, Johnny, stop, bro. Stop, man. Hey, man, get up. Come on, man. Man. Hey, man, you ain't got to pepper. You ain't got to do that, bro. You ain't got to do that, bro. You ain't got to do that, bro. Man, y'all ain't gotta do that, man.
Now, something is about to happen that takes this seemingly chaotic, obviously, scenario to a whole nother level. Now, presently, you have someone who has been told to put their hands behind their backs. That means an arrest has been effected. We don't know precisely at this moment why he's being arrested. What we know is that there's an officer. He's attempted to tase an individual. He has said, put your hands behind your back. Then there's another person recording, not intruding, not obstructing the officer at all. Here's what happens next.
Hey, he ain't got no gun, bro. Hey, he ain't got no gun, bro. He ain't got no gun. He ain't got no gun, though. He ain't got no gun. For what? I ain't did nothing. I ain't did nothing. I'm backing up, bro. I'm backing up, sir. I'm backing up. Back up. I'm all the way back. You keep on backing up. You keep walking to me. I ain't did. Look at this. Man, ain't nobody about to do nothing, man. Ain't nobody got no gun or nothing. Man, put your gun down, bro. You ain't got no gun. Come on, man. That's my people, man. Look what y'all doing, bro. He did. It's your officer, man. He did nothing. What you gonna sue me or something? I ain't got no gun. You got a gun to me, bro. You got a gun to me, bro. You ain't even got your stun gun out. He ready, look. Look at him, he ready as hell. Hey, you can't block me, bro. You can't block me. You can't block me, bro. I ain't did you. I don't know why you keep on walking on me. Look, he ready to do something to me. I ain't did to you. I ain't did nothing. Don't matter, man. I didn't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. I've been backing up. Come on, man. I ain't did. I know.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Put it up full mass. The man is armed with a camera phone. This officer comes with his gun pulled. He gives no lawful command. He obstructs the visual of the recording. He continues to obstruct the visual and back the man up even more. Now remember, the sergeant has already backed this individual up to what I assume the sergeant said is a safe zone. The man is in the safe zone. He's where the sergeant put him. Another cop comes, pulls out a gun on him, obstructs the view. Then that sergeant comes back to seemingly arrest the man who's clearly outside of the zone that would be problematic given what the sergeant previously told him. Cincinnati police claim they arrested Mr. Eddie Lee for obstructing as he filmed them shocking, pepper spraying, and arresting another black male last week in a video that has since gone viral. But Lee's video shows it was the cops obstructing his First Amendment right to document police activity when one of the cops stood in front of him with his gun drawn, blocking his view of the arrest and apparently threatening to shoot him if he dared to come any closer. Quote, "You going to shoot me or something?" Lee said. "I ain't got no gun." "You got a gun to me, bro? You ain't even got your stun gun out." End quote. This is a very important statement. You know why? Because having the gun, the officer having the gun, he's saying there's something happening here where I need to probably kill somebody. All of the activity, the action is behind the officer. The officer isn't concerned about the action behind him. He's concerned about the recording in front of him. Is it not ironic that the individual who is being arrested, those cops are not shooting him. They have out stun guns. They have out tasers. They do not have their actual gun pulled on him. But the officer who arrives decides to pull his gun on the man recording. I'm going to give you the background. The video screenshot shows an armed Cincinnati police officer blocking a man from getting closer to the scene where police are arresting his friend. When Lee tried to move to the side to get a clearer shot of the arrest, the cop moved sideways to continue blocking his view, pointing his gun in Lee's direction with the barrel pointed downward, his finger on the side of the barrel. "You can't block me," Lee said. "I ain't did ish to you. I don't know why you keep walking on me. Look, he ready to do something to me." End quote. Seconds later, another cop who appears to be the sergeant from the beginning of the video walks up to arrest him. Lee is then charged with obstructing official business. According to Hamilton County Court records, a second-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail. His friend, Mr. Johnny Taylor, the other man getting arrested, was charged with, obstruction and resisting arrest. The latter being a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 180 days in jail. Help me understand this. So all of that was for what? You tried to tase him, then you did tase him, then other officers came, you tased him some more, pepper sprayed him, finally arrest him, and you arrest him for the crime of resisting arrest. There's no other crime? Why was there interaction? Now I see why the woman was saying, "What are you doing?" Now I see why the friend was recording and saying he's done nothing. Because according to your own charging docket, he did nothing. There's no underlying crime here. Resisting? There's more. The incident took place Saturday at Government Square, Cincinnati's main transit center in downtown. Lee posted the video on Facebook on Monday. It has been viewed hundreds of thousands of times, Cincinnati police said they are now investigating the video, but have yet to explain what led to the initial arrest. Nobody's talking. The Citizen Complaint Authority is also investigating the incident on its website. It describes itself as an advisory board of 7 citizens appointed by the mayor and approved by city council. Lee told local media he and Taylor were minding their own business when police approached them and began accusing them of smoking marijuana, the high crime of marijuana. Quote, out of nowhere, the police just came over and accused us of smoking weed, and nobody was smoking any weed right then, Lee told Fox 19. And Taylor just stepped up and said, you can't talk to us like that. We weren't doing anything. You know, you have to believe the man, because if there was any marijuana involved, don't you think those officers would have charged them with the marijuana crime? There is no charge of marijuana. There is no charge of simple possession. There is no charge whatsoever. There's more. The local police union, Cincinnati FOP, Queen City Lodge number 69, defended the arrest. They went on Facebook and claimed that Taylor was, quote, engaging in criminal behavior, end quote. But that criminal behavior is not mentioned anywhere in the complaint filed against him in the Hamilton County Municipal Court, nor is it mentioned in the Facebook post. Let me read their Facebook post. It says, let's unpack this video. This sergeant was working Government Square to provide security for a bus stop that is well known for open air drug sales, violent behavior, and many who carry firearms. As the sergeant attempts to arrest the subject who is engaging in criminal behavior, which by the way is not mentioned, the subject immediately becomes hostile and threatening the officer. The subject's family and friends attempt to intervene, putting the sergeant at a tactical disadvantage. The sergeant radios for backup. Backup arrives and the non-compliant subject resists arrest. After being maced and tased, multiple officers are able to make an arrest. Now let's go to the officer who has his firearm drawn in a low-rated position, not pointed at anyone. This officer is in a rear guard position to protect the backs of the officers who are engaging a subject who is violently resisting arrest. At no time was the firearm pointed at any one person. Finally, the restraint shown was remarkable. These officers should be applauded for trying to make Government Square, an already violent place, a little bit safer. My question is, will the city administration and the police administration support officers who are doing proactive work to make Cincinnati safer? Proactive, like preemptive attacks. Is that what this means? Preemptive, like at some point in the future, they're probably going to have drugs, but they just didn't have them then, because based on the charging docket, there was no criminal action at all. There was only a criminal action by the violation of their constitutional rights. The only crime that was committed, in my opinion, are the crimes that the officers committed against those two gentlemen. 1, effecting an illegal arrest. 2, deciding to stop a constitutionally protected activity, recording public officials while they are on official duty. There's more. The 2 charges filed against Taylor stem from him resisting their attempts to arrest him. But it is still not clear why they needed to arrest him in the first place. Don't have a knee-jerk reaction, Ken Cobra, president of the local union, told WLWT, quote, this video showed not the whole picture of what happened. Let this investigation take its course. Cincinnati police are investigating it. Wait until the findings come out. Let all the video footage come out. Let the police department do their job and see what ultimately did transpire. And then you can pass judgment as to what the findings are. Colbert said, well, Colbert, we do have the police report. And the police report says there's no underlying crime here. The police report is indicative of a constitutional violation. The police report betrays the very police officers who effected the arrest. But Cincinnati police have announced no plans to release any body camera footage that may enlighten citizens to the truth. Leads video, which is 3 minutes 45 seconds long, begins after the confrontation had already begun, showing a police sergeant with his taser drawn, ordering Taylor to put your hands behind your back as a woman stands between them, trying to de-escalate the situation by telling Taylor to chill out and the sergeant to please don't shoot him. But the sergeant fires a taser, which had no effect on Taylor, probably because he was wearing 2 layers of loose shirts, preventing the prongs from reaching his body. Quote, "You tased me for what? I ain't doing nothing," Taylor responds. Taylor and the cop continue arguing with each other as the woman remains between them. Although she was not arrested or abused by the cops, eventually more officers arrive and force the man onto a bus bench where he is pepper sprayed and shocked again. Quote, "You ain't got to do that, bro," Lee says as he records, drawing the attention of the cop, who then stands in front of him with his gun drawn. Now, when you see this video, it looks like 2 men, a cop and a civilian, are arguing as if this is something petty. The officer continues to exert his authority, but the question remains, why are you arresting him? That question was not answered in the video. That question was not answered in the police report. That question was not answered in the Facebook post. And that question has not been answered to this very moment by the city of Cincinnati. Nobody has decided to answer that question yet. But that is the question, right? There's more. In 2019, remember Cincinnati, they arrested an autistic black man who was walking from his friend's home at about 11 p.m., shocking him multiple times before throwing him in jail. And they charged him for the high crime of jaywalking, resisting arrest, and being in a park after dark. Brandon Davis, who was shot 7 times in 2 minutes and 14 seconds, was acquitted of the charges, filed a lawsuit in 2021, which claimed he was targeted for no reason other than he happened to be a black man walking at night. Earlier this year, Davis accepted a settlement of $150,000, according to the Cincinnati Inquirer. The settlement also led to a policy change within the city police department where they must now allow citizens to comply with their orders before firing their tasers. Quote, "I shouldn't have had to go through that," Davis told the news. "I was just walking home. I'm still scared today because of what they did to me. I don't want it to happen to anybody else." This is when leadership matters most, when citizens have their rights violated. And if you're not saying anything, you're in Cincinnati, you think, well, maybe they got what they deserve. Maybe they didn't do anything wrong that day, but maybe these are bad individuals and shouldn't be around. You need to keep in mind, when you say nothing and they're knocking on your neighbor's door, you have no neighbors to say anything for you when they knock on yours. We're all in this together. What we saw was a violation of constitutional rights. These rights should be absolute, and absolutely no cop has the right to do what you just saw. And still to this moment, there is no word about why an arrest was needed. All right, Yasmin, thoughts here.
Yeah, you can just hear the desperation and the helplessness in everyone's voice in that video.
Right.
And this is why it's so hard to get behind cops. It's so hard to support them as an institution because incidents like this are just an inevitability whenever you give regular people, cops are just regular people, qualified immunity and deadly force that can be wielded whenever and however they deem necessary. Why wouldn't things like this happen? Why wouldn't the cop pull a gun on a man who just pulled a camera? How is that a reasonable response to something like somebody recording an incident? And why was that cop so defensive if he was right all along? Why were guns pulled in the first place if, as far as we know, the guy that they were trying to arrest was not armed?
That's
And
right.
in this case, these cops, their efforts didn't get them anywhere because we still heard about this story and we still saw this video. Despite their efforts to kill it, it still got out. But that isn't always the case with these stories. Sometimes these things happen and we don't know. Like we only know the stories that we hear about, right?
That's
So
right.
will any justice be done? Maybe, but it seems like maybe not given the response from the city and from the police department. So that's unfortunate.
At the end of the day, the citizens, the good citizens of Cincinnati, they have a decision to make. Your leaders are there to serve you, not to dominate, threaten, harass, and disrespect you.